Saturday night main event predictions. I'm Will. That's Brandon. We're the Cousins of Destruction Wrestling Podcast. As always, let's cheers. Talk about some wrestling.
Second installment here of Saturday night main event since it came back.
Yeah.
Hopefully the start to a good weekend. I guess we'll see, depending how I guess Sunday goes, especially for our Chiefs here.
We need a good SmackDown. We need a good Saturday night main event. We need a Chiefs victory. We need a good Raw, SmackDown, Royal Rumble. It's going to kick off a good little time here. Like you said, though, second Saturday night main event in, just over a month is what it was?
Yeah,
just over a month?
2 months, I guess. It was just middle of December, so 2 months.
They put this thing smack dab right in front of the Rumble. Just tack that on. We got
thanks NBC, I guess.
Thanks NBC. We got some decent matches though to get through. We're gonna start off though with something that is taking place on the card, but it's not technically a match. We do have Cody Rhodes and Kevin Owens signing the contract, with the moderator being Shawn Michaels. HBK is gonna be in the ring. What are your predictions for that?
I assume just some sort of chaos and maybe KO going after Shawn in terms of, you're just always going to take his side sort of thing. And then I think Kevin Owens eats a super kick here. I think it's going to be pretty straightforward.
Yeah, I agree. I think Kevin Owens is getting super kicked. I think that Shawn is not going to acknowledge Kevin Owens as a champion. In fact, Shawn might allude to the fact that he wants that belt back because technically he was the only one who won that belt, the Winged Eagle that Kevin Owens has right now. Oh, they're vacating both their titles, right?
Technically, yeah.
Yeah. So that might be a thing. They might have to give the titles up, and Kevin Owens doesn't want to give the title up. That leads to a little bit of a scuffle, and good old HBK might give Kevin Owens a good old sweet chin music to start the night. Or I'm hoping they start the night with that, or I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I assume you probably start the night with that because you got, I guess, San Antonio's own is how they deemed it, right?
Yeah.
You go and you kind of get it, I guess, out of the way because it's no real action. So
I agree. Let's move on to the actual picks for the night. The 4 matches that we do have lined up. Jacob Fatu in his first solo PLE in-ring action. He's taking on the monster among men, Braun Strowman. Who wins this match?
Yeah, I feel like this pick is pretty straightforward. Jacob Fatu. I think it's going to be, I shouldn't say easy or dominant. I think he's going to look strong. I do think Braun also is going to get a ton of offense in. I think it's just going to be a really hard-hitting match of the night. Candidate here, probably the best match if I had to pick right now. And Fatu comes out on the other side, really kind of catapulting him into that solo scene, and we'll see what happens. I mean, looking down the road, you probably got something with him in solo maybe at Mania, so maybe we just get some further progression there. But Braun Strowman kind of came out of nowhere, for lack of a better term. I mean, he came back. He had that one thing with Carmelo Hayes when he debuted on SmackDown. Haven't really seen him since, so it doesn't really make any sense here. Plus, Fatu's the star.
Yeah, pending any crazy Bloodline 2.0 shenanigan turn or betrayal or something happening, Jacob Fatu is 100% winning this. If it ends up being a clean match just between two guys who want to destroy each other, Jacob Fatu is 100% walking away. I see this being just a destroy all furniture match. They may even break that ring, do one of those classic spots where someone gets suplexed or something and the ring shakes and maybe we lose a turnbuckle or something. All I'm hoping for out of this match is Jacob Fatu to look like an absolute star. I hope Braun Strowman starts strong, so you at least keep his momentum that he does have going a little bit going, so you can at least say Braun Strowman was a equivalent of some sort to Jacob Fatu, and so you can have him walk off to whoever next that way. But at the end of the day, this is a Jacob Fatu showcase. Just give us what we want. We're going to get some awesome Samoan drop. We're going to get some moonsaults. We're going to get some I love you solos and some crazy talk. Hopefully they even give him a mic. I wouldn't mind it. But yeah, Fatu all the way.
Yeah, pretty easy. Probably going through the barricade spot as they love to do that.
Yeah.
That's probably going to be what I call for that. The only thing that I am interested to see, I guess, the only story beat is does Tama Tonga come out with him and just be there? Whether or not he gets involved, does he just stand there?
Or does he get involved?
Yeah, or maybe that, or does Fatu just come out all by himself, So
does Fatu just get pinned in his first one-on-one match?
Bell rings, squash match, and it's over.
Squash match for Braun Strowman. Got to build up the next talent. All right, we got 3 title matches, though.
Mm-hmm.
That's nice to see, right? We want to see that on our Saturday Night Main Event, especially we know that Royal Rumble probably isn't going to be that big of a card, right? I think we have 1 match right now, 3 if you want to count the Rumble matches. Mm-hmm. So that doesn't look to be a huge card, so you're not going to get a lot of title fights there. So we get 3 here at Saturday Night Main Event. You know what? Sure, we'll take it. But first one is up. Intercontinental title match. Braun Breaker taking on Mr. Sheamus. Who do you think wins it?
Yeah, I don't know why I said the last match would be match of the night when this match was on the card. I'm going to say it again. Match of the night candidate here. I think all these matches are going to be really good. This one's going to be hard hitting. We know what these guys can do. Every time these guys are in the ring together, it's a 5-star match. It's hard hitting. It's going to be probably the same like Fatu and Strowman, just hard hitting, fast paced, boom, 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 boom. I don't think they give the title to Sheamus here. I think if they do it, it's going to be at Mania. So I think Braun Breaker continues to kind of continue his rise, continue that trajectory for him. First time for him to be out in front of, I guess, like a NBC crowd, like not the hardcore crowd probably. So you want to establish him. You want to let that audience know, hey, this is the next big guy. This is the next thing in WWE. And I think Braun Breaker wins it, and who knows after that, I guess, what happens.
Yeah, I think this is going to be the last Intercontinental title match that Sheamus loses. I think that if you're going to give him that much anticipated Grand Slam IC title win that he needs, why not do it on the biggest stage ever at WrestleMania that's only a few months away, that has 2 nights that you need to fill with some damn good matches, and WrestleMania needs a banger, and this guy is going to give you that banger. This match is going to be incredible. They're going to beat the hell out of each other. Sheamus's chest is going to be beat red. Braun Breaker is going to be spearing people through announce tables, barricades, steps, whatever you
ring post. Why
ring
not?
post.
Go through the steel ring post.
Between the Jacob Fatu match and the Braun Breaker Sheamus match, there might not be a wrestling ring for the rest of the matches to continue in. I really don't know. Yeah. That's how crazy it's going to be. Mm-hmm. But I'm with you. This has match of the night potential written all over it. I would love to see Sheamus win, but I also love Braun Breaker and think that he's already dropped the title kind of randomly before to Jey Uso. We need a more established run there. Let's have Braun Breaker take that title into Mania, somehow find ourselves back at this Sheamus point around that time, and then you can do the handoff there. But Braun Breaker gets the win here, I would assume.
I think Saturday Night Main Event has a great chance to be maybe something we look back on later in the year being like, man, that PLE was some of the best wrestling. I mean, this is your type of wrestling. This is going to be like that stiff, hardcore action that like every match is going to be hard hitting.
Yeah.
You look at the card and you're like, I'm excited for this.
I love stiff wrestling. Stiff gets me stiff. Okay, there we go. Women's World Heavyweight Championship match got thrown into this card. We got Rhea Ripley taking on Nia Jax. Who do you got winning it?
Well, as I said with the Jacob Fatu stuff, the star, I guess, of it, this one seems to be pretty undeniable. I don't see anybody picking against Rhea Ripley, which kind of sucks in a sense. My only hope for this match is I hope Nia is at least booked pretty strong here. Yep. That's my one worry is they've done a really good job with Nia making her look strong. The progression in her matches is really good, so I'm excited to see kind of how that goes with Rhea, somebody that's obviously pretty good in the ring, even though some people say she doesn't get in the ring enough, which I would say, yeah, you're probably right. Nia's continued to be great. Let's just hope she continues that momentum into the Rumble where she can continue to be kind of like that force. But I mean, this is Rhea Ripley all the way. You don't have her take the title from Liv and then drop it randomly here. So
yeah, I was excited to see this feud happen. When they decided to go ahead and throw this match on Saturday Night Main Event, I was a little bit like, but then again, I can't really complain about getting a title match. Rhea Ripley, as we say, a lot of people don't think that she wrestles quite enough, so it's good to see her. I think this is going to be a match where I want to see Rhea Ripley really sell a lot. I want Nia to look really strong. I want this to be the complete opposite of what Liv Rhea was, which was like Liv. It always felt like Liv was kind of staying away from the impending disaster that was coming, right? And then she needed something else to eventually get her over the hump. But like this needs to be the opposite of like Rhea being on her back foot and pedaling and being like, okay, this is a force. How the hell am I going to do this? And then you get your nice clean Rhea win over Nia. Hopefully that maybe ships Nia back to SmackDown, or if you want, you can keep running this feud because I don't think Raw really has a next step in line. But yeah, this is Rhea Ripley 100% of the way. You can't bet against it.
No,
I mean, she gonna win this one, people.
Yeah. And for the Rhea fans, that's awesome. For the Rhea haters, maybe they're upset, but Rhea's not going to drop that title anytime soon. She's going to carry that into Mania, and I think we all kind of know that.
If you're a Rhea hater, I don't even think you'd want her to lose, because if Rhea were to lose to Nia this weekend, you'd be like, well, why the hell did you just take it off Liv like that in the split second? You know, it would feel like even more of a slap to Liv fans right now. So I feel like everybody should kind of be on Rhea's side at this point, because we can't really have I don't know. I don't really know where I'm going with that. There's no way. There's no way.
There's a zero chance.
There's no
and, even if Rhea does lose, let's say in a hypothetical world she loses it, they call her rematch Rhea for a reason. She just continues to get those rematches. So it's kind of never ending, and she's always going to be there.
They may announce the rematch clause before she exits the ring.
Yeah.
She's going to take the pin, 1, 2, 3. And Nia Jax is your new champion. And on Raw, Monday night, the rematch clause is enacted. Then you have Liv Morgan like, what
or the
hell?
promo, or like that happens and it shows the graphic, and then it just is like, well, next week at Royal Rumble, Rhea Ripley battle. Yeah.
Oh my God. I could see them maybe pulling off something like that. A quick little Nia steals it somehow, and then like
zero chance.
Yeah, no. let me take that back instantly. The man who was the only face on the Saturday Night Main Event logo or card or poster for like a month and a half when they weren't building this up at all, right? Was Jey Uso. All we had until about a week and a half ago was the poster with Jey Uso yeeting. And we were like, oh, that must mean he's doing something big. Well, he's doing something big. We do have Gunther versus Jey Uso, World Heavyweight Championship. Who do you got winning it?
Yeah, I think this match has I guess you look at the 4 matches, and this one's maybe the most intriguing, because out of everybody, we feel like Braun Breaker's going to retain. I feel like you could ask pretty much almost anybody that. And maybe they're a little bit wavering, but Rhea's probably going to retain. And then Jacob Fatu's getting the win here. This one I could see being the most kind of 50-50, because you talk about a quick drop and a quick switch. Royal Rumble is next week. You said we only have the Cody Kevin Owens match in the 2 Rumbles. Who's to say Jey Uso doesn't win the title here and Gunther runs it back at Rumble? You could potentially do that. With all that being said, though, I am still picking Gunther. I think that's the smart choice. I think I'm just going to go ahead and do it. It's kind of like, well, I guess he's kind of like the Rhea. Him and Cody, I guess, are kind of like the Rhea Ripley of the men's, or the Patrick Mahomes of WWE. No. I'm not going to bet against them until I see it. You know what I mean? Yeah. I'm not going to believe it until I see it. I think Cody, Gunther, Rhea probably all carry those into WrestleMania. That being said, wouldn't be surprised here if Jey does get the win and you could do a quick drop, and why not?
If this had a month or month and a half long build-up and Royal Rumble wasn't next week, I might give Jey Uso a chance, because obviously he's the most over guy in the business. I think Gunther's title reign has been a little bit lackluster. I love Gunther. I have no hate to him. I wish they would book his title feuds a little bit better so far. But I just think that when Rumble is next week, you're going to want Jey to have a big part to play within the Rumble match, especially with all the bloodline stuff that's probably going to cook up with that match in terms of like Drew and Punk and Seth Rollins and Jimmy Uso and Roman Reigns and all that. You're going to want Jimmy in the middle of it. So with all that said, I'm going to have to take Gunther. The match itself, to me, is a very interesting combination. I don't know how this match is going to look. I mean, Gunther's a very stiff worker. We all know Gunther. He's going to smack you. He's going to do some wrestling moves on you, traditional wrestling style. And then you have Jey Uso, who has, whether you love him or not, his one critique that people have is that, when he gets in the ring solo-wise, he is a bunch of super kicks. He's a bunch of, he does his little rock impersonation moves now. He's kind of got his 5 moves of doom in his own aspect. So all I want to see here is Jey step up to the plate. That's what I really want to see here. I want to see Jey Uso have a main event on a PLE and for a championship and really show out. Put on a good match. Put on a 4-star, 5-star match against Gunther and prove that he can really do it in the solo scene by himself. Because he's been able to get over in the solo scene, but I don't think anybody has been taking away from this. I don't think the takeaway from this Jey Uso run so far has been, well, he's great in ring too. Like, it's very much been he's over, but his in-ring leaves much to be desired.
Yeah, and I would also say that maybe his character leaves a lot to be desired as well, because you've had hints at stuff. I really liked it when he was like, "No, Roman, I'm your equal," but we kind of haven't gotten that. It's kind of just resorted back to Yeet Man.
Gunther pointed that out.
Gunther says he's just kind of the Yeet Man, So I would like to see that eventually. For how as this match goes, I bet it's probably kind of like the King of the Ring a little bit. You have Jey kind of continuing to hit some of his big moves. You get some false finishes, some really close 2 counts, and then you probably have Gunther pop up and probably hits like a power bomb or two. And that's probably how you do it, where everybody's on the edge of their seat, like, oh, are they gonna? Oh man, nope. He's not going to do it.
They get an Uso splash reverse into a chokehold. Uso goes out that way.
Yeah.
Pops up. Yeah. Gunther wins. Gunther winning.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I feel like this is, we kind of agreed on all of our picks here, and maybe some people watching this, maybe they have different picks, but I feel like it's a pretty straightforward Saturday night main event, kind of like the last one.
That's what I was about to say, is that it's hard to like pick the swerve when last Saturday night main event felt like there could have been really good swerves involved. Like the build up to those stories were much more deep, and they played it safe the entire time. So now they've only built these up for like 2 weeks apiece.
Yeah.
Maximum 3 weeks apiece. Yeah. And so it feels like there isn't much of a story behind the swerve, and they like to play it safe. So the favorites here are just going to win.
Yeah. And I guess,
which is fine.
Yeah. Which is totally okay. I think this, like I said, this card is going to be great in-ring stuff. You do have a little bit of backstory with Braun Breaker, Sheamus. I feel like, we all know what that's been, so you don't really need to build that much. And Jey and Gunther have a little bit. Would have liked to see a little bit more probably from them out of that, but it is what it is. Not going to complain. I think the Saturday night card is going to be really good for watching. I think it's going to be a pretty easy watch.
I agree. Well, be there at our live stream when we watch it this Saturday, by the way, on YouTube. All you got to do is watch along with us. We'll be there for SmackDown and for Saturday Night Main Event. So stop on by, share it with your friends. Let's watch some wrestling together. And let us know in the comments what your guys' predictions are. We want to see them. Let's debate. But follow us on all of our socials at COD WrestlePod, COD WrestlePod. Listen to our podcast wherever you get your podcasts at. YouTube, Spotify, Apple, etc. Obviously, I just said come watch along on YouTube. And if you want all of our socials, we have a link tree in our bio. Just go follow all of them. Comment on all of our stuff. We love talking with you guys there. We have a Discord as well if you want to come be a little bit more personal with us. But till next time, I'm Will. That's Brandon with the Cousins of Destruction Wrestling Podcast. We will see you next time.